The modern city operates as a highly competitive biological ecosystem. Every day, the natural world applies relentless pressure to the exterior of your home. Opportunistic wildlife like rats, mice, and raccoons constantly probe the boundary between their wild habitat and your living space. When an animal breaches that barrier, the immediate damage is structural, but the lasting toll is mental. Hearing scratching behind the drywall late at night creates chronic, inescapable anxiety in the one place you are supposed to feel safe. This diagram shows a causal loop connecting chronic rat exposure to specific physiological stress markers. Public health researchers have documented a direct link between pest infestations and somatization. Somatization is a condition where psychological distress manifests as physical symptoms, such as headaches and dizziness. An infestation requires an immediate, permanent physical barrier to restore your peace of mind. We typically respond by waiting for the animal to enter, then deploying lethal force. This poison-first approach creates severe collateral damage. Rodents die deep inside wall cavities, while poisoned rats outside become lethal meals for predatory birds and pets. This chart compares the soaring 5-year cost of traditional pest control against a one-time investment in preventative exclusion. Traditional exterminators charge ongoing monthly fees to treat the symptoms of an infestation, actively leaving the structural root cause intact. Many homeowners attempt to seal gaps themselves using standard polyurethane foam. Because a rat's incisors grow continuously, they can violently tear through soft foam in a matter of minutes. Relying on reactionary killing guarantees you will fight an endless war against the city's biological network. To actually stop an infestation, approach your house like a forensic building analyst. You treat the perimeter as an uncompromising physical envelope. This requires mapping the entire exterior to locate every micro-breach, from settling foundation cracks to deteriorating roof edges. Different species target specific elevation zones. Norway rats and skunks exploit subterranean weaknesses around the foundation, while roof rats and raccoons attack high-level vulnerabilities near the eaves. Trapping and poisoning become circular tasks if a gap remains in the envelope. Without a sealed perimeter, you are merely removing individual animals, while the structural source of the infestation stays open. Standard residential building materials are easily defeated. Raccoons can effortlessly rip through plastic vent covers and bend thin aluminum siding. High-level defense requires 304 stainless steel wire mesh. 304 is a highly durable steel alloy formulated to resist rust and corrosion, allowing it to survive decades of harsh weather without weakening. This cross-section animation details the L-header trench technique for ground-level defense. Heavy wire mesh is buried 12 inches deep into the soil and bent outward at a 90-degree angle, physically blocking any animal attempting to burrow under a deck or foundation. For micro-breaches in masonry, the protocol requires specialized rubberized polyurethane mastic. Polyurethane mastic is a heavy-duty, flexible sealant that expands and contracts with the home's natural thermal shifts, ensuring the seal remains intact. Once these physical barriers are in place, the structure is no longer vulnerable to the constant biological pressure of the urban environment. This diagram illustrates a pheromone trail winding through wall studs. Previously trapped rodents leave behind invisible chemical signatures that act as a beacon, signaling future generations to attempt a breach in the same location. The contaminated insulation they leave behind harbors severe health hazards, including airborne bacteria and raccoon roundworm eggs. To erase this chemical legacy and reset the home's baseline, the entire attic must be fully restored and decontaminated. In dense urban environments, structures physically touch and environments heavily overlap. Because there is no physical separation between these properties, a pest breach in one home immediately threatens the entire connected row. Municipalities recognize this shared risk. Toronto Municipal Code Chapter 629 mandates that property owners maintain their buildings free of rodents and any conditions that might encourage an infestation. Moving from reactive poisoning to structural hardening ends the cycle of recurring infestations. This approach secures your own property while reducing the pest pressure on the shared infrastructure of your entire neighborhood.